going on, everybody? It is your boy, your man's Toxic Gamer 331, back at it with another video. And today is my 2022. I keep on forgetting. Sorry, my June 2022 monthly check. So, for those who are new to my channel, and this is basically where I rank all the movies that I've seen from home and in theaters from the worst to the best. Then after that, I'll show you my 2022 overhaul, which is basically my new movies and stuff. And then the last thing is I'll show you my updated ceiling with all my drawings and stuff. So before we get into the actual monthly check itself, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, ring the bell for all notifications, and also feel free to comment. And guys, if I burp a lot, it's because I literally just had lunch, and I'm also drinking Coke Zero, so. Alright, let's get into the list, shall we? Alright, so for last place, I saw this sequel to a movie at one of my friend's house, and it is The Boy 2. This is around the time when I was seeing it. Oh, my Lego's a little bit messed up, sorry. When I was seeing it, it was in the top 10 trending in the United States for Netflix. So me, Jackson, and Ace just got finished watching The First Boy around that time. And we were deciding to watch The Boy 2 because the way they left off the first one, it really made no sense to make a sequel. But they did it anyways, and so we, saw it was trending and said, what the heck, why don't we watch it? And then we watched it, and it's just, the story makes no sense at all, and also, in the first movie of The Boy, which is on this list, I'll explain later, the actual doll isn't, spoiler alert, is actually not moving by itself. The actual, Brahms is moving him and stuff. But in the sequel, they make him, move and stuff somehow, even though Brahms was killed in the first one, and it made no sense, and there's just horrible acting in this film. Not even kidding. This might be, yeah. I'd rather watch it than some other movies, that I despise, but it's just not a good movie. So, that's why it comes in at last place. 16th place, I put Treasure Buddies. Now, I did not grow up on Treasure Buddies when I was little, and don't watch the movies. I saw them advertised and on Disney Channel sometimes, but I just passed on them to watch some other stuff. And I finally watched one of their movies, and I understand if you like it when you're a kid, but when you start to grow up into a teenager, they're just, the movies are not for you, man. This movie I just didn't enjoy, so, but if I watch the other ones, maybe I'll change my opinion. I don't know, but I don't plan to watch those anytime soon. 15th place, I have The Thing from Another World. For those who do not know, this is basically the movie that is the remake, the original Thing movie, from 1980s with Kurt Russell. This was the original, and then they decided, hey, let's go ahead and reboot that and make that into a more updated film, which they did successfully. But this movie here, the original, is gray, black, and white, and the actual Thing doesn't pop. You don't see its physical form until the last 30 minutes of the film, and it's almost 2 hours long. So it's definitely Yeah, and he's only on there for 5 minutes of screen time when he pops up. It's just really weird how they decided to use it, and they're just not likable characters, and this movie is just all over the place. So that's why it comes in at 15th place. 14th place, for those who do not know this, it is Savage Sam, which is the sequel to Old Yeller, the Disney dog movie. When I first saw that this was a 2-pack, I was going like, why are you making a sequel to Old Yeller? Because that doesn't really, well, like, I thought wasn't going to enjoy it. I thought it was okay when I actually saw the film. I still think it's cool that how the actors are. They still got their talents from the first film, and yeah, it's just not as good as the original, man. It has more heartfelt ending, but it's just not for me. 13th place, I have G.I. Joe Retaliation. When I saw G.I. Joe Retaliation, I'd already seen G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra a long time ago. I never saw G.I. Joe Retaliation. And I watched it, and some of the CGI effects are really, really bad in this film. But there's some entertainment value to this film. There's some entertaining scenes. I like The Rock in this film. And also, it does some pretty weird decisions to characters that came from the first one. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that. 12th place, we have The First Boy. So I remember seeing, like, the cover of this film at Walmart. I was going like, oh, what's that? That's very interesting. A few years back when it was out, and I, was for remembering what it was called, and I looked it up, and I said, oh, it's The Boy, right? And then looked it up, and I watched the trailer to see if I would be interested in the film, and the film does not, I don't think it needs all, it gets all, I don't think it deserves all the hate that it gets for this film being a little bit too goofy, because this has Maggie from The Walking Dead in it, and also there's some pretty creepy moments in this, and it has a big plot twist at the end that's very shocking. So, this one does not deserve the hate that it gets, but, yeah. 11th place, I have The Truman Show. I'm sorry for Jim Carrey movie fans all around the world right now. I watched this, and I understand why a whole lot of you like it. I think it's a good film, but it's not near as good as the other ones on my list that I didn't enjoy it as much as I like them. For those who do not know what this is about, it's about basically Jim Carrey starts to think that people have been watching him and he's on a TV show and he doesn't know about it and they're just recording his whole entire life. And he starts trying to escape and stuff. So it's pretty, for if you want one of Jim Carrey's more dramatic roles instead of comedic, this is one. It's a mixture of both, but it is good. I gotta take another drink. Sorry, my tongue's all going all blah, blah, blah. So, 10th place, I have Jurassic World Dominion. I do not understand. I know that the story point is quite weird, the plot, but I don't know why everybody puts this as the... Well, the fans enjoyed this, but the critics put this as the worst Jurassic World film of all time. I personally don't agree with that. I think Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is way more worser, but this is definitely, I'm not saying this is the best Jurassic film, but it's definitely not the worst, and it doesn't deserve all the hate it gets. And it's cool to see all the original characters from the first film pop up. So, 9th place, I have Enola Holmes. This was the first time that I saw this. This came out 2020, I think, as 11 from Stranger Things, aka Millie Bobby Brown, in the role of Sherlock Holmes' sister. And there's some charm to this film, and I think she was cast perfectly as this charismatic sister of Sherlock Holmes. And I also think Henry Cavill does a good job as Sherlock Holmes himself, too. So, and they're supposedly coming out with a sequel later this year, so I'll check that one out, too, maybe. 8th place, I know some of you are probably going to go like, what? You watched that? And I saw that it had 100% on Rotten Tomatoes, and so I decided to check it out. Hollywood Stargirl. Well, it had 100% at the time, but I checked it out, and this is a really good film. I didn't watch the first one, but I watched this one, and it's about, I'm a big movie buff, so it was about the making of a movie. And it has a cute relationship story in this, and the acting performances are great, and this is a good Disney Plus movie that is a really good movie. So it was a big surprise to me. 7th place, we have No Time to Die. This might come as a shock, but I have not watched No Time to Die until this month. I watched it, I wanted to watch it last year, but just didn't get around to it. I forgot to, I think, and we wanted to watch other movies, me and my family. So then I waited for it to come out so I could see it, and this is a very good last movie for the Daniel Craig quadrilogy, whatever you want to call it, for the movies. I definitely think that Casino Royale and Skyfall are better than this, but this one's a third favorite. It was really good. And then I think this might be a hot take, but I think this one might have one of the best villains in the Bond movies, out of the ones I've seen. But that's just me. I love them. The movie's great. 6th place, I have Old Yeller. I had never seen Old Yeller before until this month. I meant last month. One of the classic Disney dog movies that I'd already known the ending coming into it, and the movie is actually pretty good. You actually like Old Yeller and stuff, and the acting performances are great. You first don't like the kid that sees Old Yeller, the older one, but you start to enjoy him and root for him and stuff. So this one is definitely a good film that is not as rewatchable as the other Disney movies, but it is very good. 5th place, this had the unfortunate timing of coming out during COVID in 2020. Love and Monsters. This has Dylan O'Brien, aka Thomas from Maze Runner, if you guys don't know who he is. And it's a really underrated film. Sean Chandler had said this was the best film of 2020 on one of his videos, like one of the best films. So I waited to check it out, and it actually was pretty good. And the only flaw I have to it, really, is I think it should have been longer, because this film was really good, and I love Dylan O'Brien in the main role, and has some great acting performances and a great story to it. And boy, is a great character in this. He's my favorite. 4th place, this was the last movie I watched before the monthly check today, which was last night. Last Action Hero. This is an Arnold Schwarzenegger film where he's a movie character, and he suddenly a kid from the real world comes into his movie and is trying to get back to the real world. And this is a good movie, and the only reason why a whole lot of people don't, I would say this is really good and might be one of the best Arnold movies, and I think this is very underappreciated. Not underappreciated, but when you think of an Arnold movie, do you immediately go to this one? No, you probably go to the Terminator or Predator movies. And this one, I feel, is kind kind of overlooked, but it's a really good movie. And the kid in the film is great as well. Third place, I have Arachnophobia, movie about spiders. And for those who do not know, one of my fears is tarantulas and heights. So this is the actual first movie that I for real got jump scared, and my heart was like, like, and this is a kid kind of horror movie. It's just really, yeah, I cannot believe I got jump scared too. So, but this is a great spider movie. If you're if you have kids and want to show them horror movies, but they're a little bit mature, this is one that you can kind of show them, and it is really good. And if you have friends that don't like spiders, probably don't show them it. But second place, I have the first Final Destination movie. I might be seeing the rest of these, just as a heads up for next monthly check. But the first Final Destination's a really good horror movie about this group of kids getting thrown off a plane because this one kid sees a vision of all of them dying on a plane. So they all leave, and the plane actually crashes and dies with all the people on there. So Death wants payback and wanted them to die, but they didn't die. So they're coming back. Death is coming back to kill them and try to kill everyone that survived that plane crash. So it is quite the great horror movie. First place, probably gonna be in my top 5 favorite movies of this year, later this year. Elvis. Standout performances. All I can say, Austin Butler disappearing into the role of Elvis, and he might be known as the new Elvis now, and he just gave it his A game. And I found out this the other day. Elvis and Austin Butler both lost their mothers at the age of 23, and he got casted in the role as Elvis. So that's very interesting, and that was just a great casting choice and stuff. And also Tom Hanks as the Colonel is great too. Probably Austin Butler should get Best Actor Oscar this year, and Tom Hanks should get Best Supporting Actor, because them two both deserve it. And it's an all in all great film, and it studies the life of Elvis quite well. So that is my list, guys, and now we're gonna move on to the 2022 overhaul with all of these. So let's move on. I'm gonna do it in a specific order that I got all of them. So I got this with my other WWE DVDs. Money in the Bank 2021, probably one of the best pay-per-views of 2021. You of course have the shocking return of John Cena right there confronting Roman Reigns. Great Money in the Bank ladder matches with great winners. I mean, Nikki ASH was good, but I kind of wouldn't have lived to win more. And Big E winning was just great, and he got pushed to the moon. Great matches. AJ and Omos against the Viking Raiders, I thought was really underrated out of all the matches on the pay-per-view. And also, Edge and Roman had a banger of a match, too. So, yeah, this is a great pay-per-view. One of the best. I'll probably put this behind Crown Jewel, but it was a great pay-per-view for last year. What did I get next? Okay, so I got these 3. I got The Call of the Wild. Remember seeing the trailer for this in 2020, when last time I was at theaters. And I waited for it to come out, but I never got to see it because COVID happened and stuff. So I didn't know it even released on DVD or Blu-ray. I had no idea it came out yet. So I bought it because I'm going to be reading the book soon for my challenge class. So I probably will watch that after the movie. Then I got Ford v Ferrari, another movie that came out in 2020 that I didn't get to see, but I wanted to see. This is apparently one of the best films of 2020 as well, and it's a really good film. It has Christian Bale and Matt Damon, so I can't wait to check that one out. Then I got boom, 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 boom. The Batman on 4K. I had to get the Batman on 4K. Just probably one of the best movies of this year. It is just everything's great, all out great performances. Robert Pattinson as Batman. What can I say? If you have not watched it and you're a Batman fan, go watch it and treat yourself, because this is really good. And yeah. Next up we have the Marvel legend Morbius himself. I'm one of the only defenders of this film, I think. I thought it was not the worst Marvel movie, and it's definitely not the best, but I kind of enjoyed it. It's one of my guilty pleasures. I know it's bad, but I kind of enjoy it still. But, and I thought it was a little bit too short, and I did not like how they removed all the, Spider-Man Easter eggs in there. And then I got this one yesterday, and it's my last 2022 overhaul, and I had no idea that this was a thing. A Super Mario Brothers live-action movie. I never knew about that, so I'm probably going to check that one out not too long ago. So guys, that was my 2022 overhaul. Now we got the movies. I meant the papers. Which one was it? I always have a list of everything. Okay, Power Rangers is the first one. Alright, so here's the first picture. Power Rangers right there. That is I thought that was a great movie of the Power Rangers. We got Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck with Elmer Fudd right there. I thought I could draw them. Super Mario Brothers. Craner, the YouTuber, Spider-Man Tobey Maguire edition. And for my most recent one, I have You'll Float Too. AKA it. So that was my monthly check of July. I meant June. I keep on getting confused. Anyways, that was my monthly check of June. Guys, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, share the video, ring the bell for all notifications, and also feel free to comment. And I'll see you in the next one, everybody. Peace.